world is struggling to keep the lights on.
Meantime, as we've said, hitting its highest level since 2008 today. Tom Closer from...
We are in either the worst energy crisis since the 1970s or darn close to it now.
We're in the midst of an energy crunch, perhaps unlike we've ever seen.
Global energy costs are on the rise, so that means the things that keep your business running are getting more expensive. The lights, the water, the gas bill, all of it. If you want to save money, efficiency is key, and mCloud is here to help. Drawing from technology used in the world's most demanding industries, Asset Care takes the health, performance, and efficiency of your assets to new heights. No upfront fees, no hidden costs, and one simple price per connected asset combined with continuous performance improvements that you can measure. Every aspect of asset management, from operations to optimization to maintenance, under one umbrella, enabling you to get the most out of your assets. mCloud Asset Care.
You're watching America Trends. I'm Mary Burt-Godwin, and I am chatting with Nan McKay. She's a businesswoman, podcaster, author, and we're breaking down the ways in which the different generations are different from one another. And, you know, I really want to talk, Nan, about how business owners can leverage these differences instead of change them, but, you know, kind of adapt to them and see how we can all best work together and play nice in the sandbox.
Okay, I would say there's two key words. One is awareness, and two is, I would say, feedback. We have to have a culture that is a little bit different than what we've had before, because here's the point. Highly engaged employees are 87% less likely to leave. So we have to think about what makes a highly engaged employee.
Engaged in their work, or engaged in each other, or engaged in which way?
Engaged in the company and their work.
Okay. And maybe a feeling of ownership of their work and pride in what they're doing?
Definitely. So here's some things that can be done. The first one, let's call it mutual mentorship. We have to, if we've got 4 generations in the workplace, then we have to figure out what are the strengths of each and how could they each benefit each other. So the younger generation is going to have fresh perspectives, definitely more digital savvy, no question about that, versus the older generation, which will have vast experience and industry insights that can shortcut really what the younger generation need to know. Second thing, big communication. Huge. The younger generation prefers digital communication platforms versus older prefer face-to-face, like meetings and even email. And the third thing that I think is important is flexibility. So we're talking about flexible hours, remote work, some at least, traditional office environment options, those kinds of things to give people some flexibility in how and where they work. Another one is team structures. And the key here is to provide a mix in the teams so that we are not just isolating all the younger workers together in one team and over here all the older workers together. We need the mix so that we can get the camaraderie going and the insight back and forth. Fourth thing, my fourth or fifth, is training. And this to me is huge. I think we have to have different learning activities because we've got different styles. So when we're talking about the younger generation, and I think that's who we need to focus on for the training opportunities, we're looking at things like cohort learning. We're looking at things like, instead of this long talking head that we often have, and I've been that for many times. I've probably trained 50,000 people so far in my life. And the talking head and the PowerPoint was the way to go.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the way to go today. I think it's fine to offer that option, but the way to go when we're talking about online learning particularly is to use something called story video, where it's short bursts. It could be like 2 to 3, 4 minutes. And so you have a lot more segments, but you have those short bursts where you're putting something out as a theory, but behind the words our video. We've got video.
Right.
And so the video represents what we're saying in the words. And that is going to keep their attention. With the cohort learning them, they learn in smaller bites, they do some work on their own, and they get together with the facilitation to be able to talk about how they could use this, what they've learned in the workplace. Another area is rewards. And this should be tailored to personal preferences, so it's important to know.
Apple Watches?
Pardon?
Apple Watches?
Yeah, Apple Watches, right. But mostly we're talking about rewards that can be done through verbal kinds of rewards as well. And then just awareness. We need to talk about the generational differences with respect for the different key changes in people. So awareness, we've got mentorship, we've got upskilling, and then the biggest changes that we have is that we have more people of color and more workers over 55. Those are huge changes even in the workplace. So those baby boomers that are retiring, the interesting part about that is that many of them are going back to work or continuing to work on maybe a contract basis, a consultant basis. They may not want to work full time. And they may not even want to work in the same industry. They may not work at the same job. But the point is many are working. You ask why, and it's interesting because there's a large percent of baby boomers who are still financially assisting their kids.
Mm-hmm.
So
Assisting their kids and then also maybe their aging parents. So they're right. They're in the middle there, where I think Gen X and baby boomers are in that world where they have kids and then they have parents that they're trying to help out both. So
you're absolutely right. And I just wanted to tell you, I have written a second book now, and this will be a whole series, and it's going to be called the Leader Accelerator Series. And the first book is on Amazon. It's called Leading the Way.
Okay.
And I'm going to do a whole series of this. I do have a full program, membership program, where you can subscribe and get a course each month that you can use internally to train your millennials and Gen Zs, and even, of course, it's helpful to train your current supervisors. So if you've got some baby boomers and Gen Xers in there, that can help as well. But I've used a different method of training, that cohort method and the story
So
method.
where can we find, that's at nanmckaykconnects.com?
/LAP.
LAP. Well, thank you so much for your time today. Nan, you are a wealth of knowledge. So go check out Nan McKay Connects at Nan McKay on social media. She's got some books, a lot of things to say. We all need to learn to work together, our generations. Got a lot of young Gen Zers around here I got to learn to deal with. They're over here taking pictures behind the camera. They're literally not even paying attention to me right now. Thank you for watching America Trends. We'll be back here every night of the week at 10 p.m.